welcome to day 9. Day 9 of the 12 traits of, the first 12 traits of Purposeful Warrior. And our day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas as well. So as you can see, festivities are starting, the hats are appearing. They'll be here all along, whether you noticed or not. Different things. So today's trait for day 9 is loving. And loving, for me, this means heartful. You know, when I looked at lots of different meanings over the time and over the years, and it really means my heart is full. When I'm loving, my heart is full. So heartful, I believe, is what makes you pause, think, feel, and love what you do and how you do it. Good morning, Jai. Thanks for joining me. It's in the care you have for people, things, the nature around you. It's what makes you love and care for yourself. It eliminates darkness, ignorance, imbalance, and unrest. And we don't just think and feel from strength. We act from strength, our inner strength, for the betterment of others. This is the heartful way, the warrior loving way. I think mindfulness has brought me more heartfulness as well, which is to me is more of a true grounded being. It's my feet are firmly on the ground, not in the clouds, although I do love to daydream as well. This ground is not who we are in this world. It's not in what we do. It's not in what we have. It's not the storyline of our day. We are more than our thoughts. And that's what I really want to emphasize today. The empty room, to empty the room of old life, to find the empty page, to begin again, we need to find silence. And really that comes from mindfulness and meditation and just being still. I encourage you all to make a retreat, in peace and quiet. We find the inner stillness that I believe that we all crave secretly, whether or not we've indulged in it or not. I think once you start to have that silence in your life and that inner stillness, you do crave it more and more. Mindfulness brought me to see that thoughts occupy awareness. And stepping into heartfulness, my thoughts slow down. It really allows me to just be present and be still in the moment and not have that monkey mind, all the time going on. Because life is very different when our thoughts are no longer reacting and ruling our world. So I would, again, really invite you to try this for yourself. You can work through the workbook today and tell you a little bit more about, loving and different ideas and aspects on it. But really giving yourself the gift of 3 minutes, just sit for 3 minutes and quiet with a conscious cuppa, or just to sit and be on the back step, looking at your garden, in the chair, in the lounge, wherever it happens to be, even in the car, just sitting for 3 minutes before you start the engine, before you start the business of the day. Because life from within, thoughts and feelings originate from our creative center. Living from our real inner treasure, if you like, the book of our life is very different. There's less story and more life. There's less drama and simple joy. And each page has less black and white and more color. We're not just having an adventure. We're not just watching the adventure. We're actually making the adventure with all the richness and potentiality of our heart. It really is a beautiful place to be, this loving warrior. Because a loving personality is very special. It means that, this is what it means to me. And you can let me know if you agree or not in today's, challenge, if you like. So a loving person, it means to me that you can love others without requiring love in return. It means that you can love without romantic or sexual harmonics. You don't have to have that intimacy at the sexual level. You can love without that. It means that when someone you love falls in love with someone else, you're happy for them both. You can lovingly let them go. It means that you give someone advice without hurting them. It means that you do less damage to those around you and in the world in general. And it means that your love is stronger than you need to be loved. So your love is stronger, like for giving it out and You don't stop yourself from loving others just because you can't fulfill your own need to be loved. Your own need to be loved is already there. You're whole and complete. You are fully loving of yourself, every part of your being. Like I said, the 50 Shades of Grey. With a sip of tea. We've got the frog accompanying us again this morning. Being loving is not for cowards either. It takes courage to be truly loving. You know, people like Mother Teresa, I believe, made conscious decision to love every single day. Unconditional love requires dedication. You know, it's only someone who's willing to sacrifice for others can truly love unconditionally. Because unconditionally is a major factor that differentiates true love from mere infatuation. And love doesn't stereotype. You know, loving people and loving warriors feel compassion. Compassion is a general empathy for the suffering of humanity. It's a soothing balm, you know, that the world is in so much need of, especially right now. It's the form of unconditional love that, you know, was exhibited in the lives of great people, like we said before, like Mother Teresa, who else? Mahatma Gandhi and Princess Diana. These are all beautiful examples of people, you know, exhibiting unconditional love in their lives. Because hate is a enslaving force. Creating these divisions amongst people creates misery in minds. And on the other end of the spectrum, love liberates. So what would you rather be, enslaved or liberated? Just think about that. Think about it wisely. Especially coming into this time of year. Don't say, oh, I hate to go to this place, I hate to go to that place. Just, you know, perhaps open your awareness a little bit more and embrace the fact that you're going to be spending time with, you know, people you love, and come from a place of lovingness rather than a place of hating or not wanting to be there. You know, that resistance, that resilience that is there bouncing against you. Just let it be. Do 3 minutes of silent meditation before you go into wherever you're going, and hopefully that will help you shift into heartfulness. Just for me, it works. Because love is capable of setting people free from their weaknesses and addictions. Often, you know, perhaps the only thing holding an addict back from full recovery, to be perfectly honest, and people that I work with as well, is a lack of love and understanding from the people around him or her. And that's so sad, really. You know, when I connect with people and they can see that they are worthy and they are loved and they're loved, you know, by even a stranger, you know, such as me, the coach that's trying to help them to move through their addictions, you can see that sort of self-empowerment come back and the belief in themselves that they can do this, they can break through the challenges. And I think that if more people could see this and tap into their loving parts, you know, they're part of them, then we would help so many more people. Forgiveness is also an integral part of someone, you know, who truly cares, a loving warrior, if you like. Forgiveness is special. It makes love worthwhile. And a loving warrior is one who looks beyond the sins, if you like, and petty falsities of another, and sees the true person within. The person that's, you know, stuck in their story, stuck in their thoughts, their reality, their world of being. And you know, a loving person will often see them with compassion and unconditional love, and trying to help them to see things a different way for themselves. It's impossible for a judgmental person to love unconditionally. When we judge someone, we tend to look down condescendingly. And this attitude is totally contrary to the spirit of love. If you hate being judged, they're no better than, you know, to judge others. Because that's not the loving way. So let's walk through the worksheet pretty quickly here on day 9. The warrior is loving. Again, it's heartful. And again, you know, I'd love to see what does loving mean to you? That's the challenge for today. Because how to be loving seems simple enough, doesn't it? You know, to be kind to another. Yet sometimes it feels impossible to be kind and loving, don't you think? You know, I know I've struggled with this for such a long time, and occasionally I still do. You know, I come across something that's, yeah, really irks something inside me. It triggers something, and I know there's something that's a lesson for me to learn in that. You know, so because often before we get so angry and frustrated at events happening in our lives that we can't access the loving place inside of us. And instead, our eyes go from side to side and perhaps fists clench and minds whirl with angry thoughts. Some of us even spew these thoughts out into the world with our talk and our actions. I knew this was me, you know, or sometimes we just don't know what to do. And we have a nagging feeling that we need to do something, but we're just not sure what. And when this happens, I always like to sit down and take a moment to reflect. Like I said, that 3 minutes of just silence, just to breathe, even just 3 deep breaths, which is a minutes of silence. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that you stop and you pause. That's the important part here. Because I know that when you love someone, there must be a better way and a better antidote to these feelings to act loving. Even if I don't feel, you know, very much like doing that. Sometimes I just need a little more help, some prompts, some ideas, things to get going, to shift my emotions, which is why I take the moment, the 3 minutes of mindfulness. So I made a list of things that, you know, perhaps you can be kind and loving around. So next time you get stuck and unsure of how you can become kind in the moment, perhaps check the list, share it freely, share it with your friends, your family. So how to be extra kind with loved ones. Because even with people we know and love, acts of kindness don't necessarily spring out of nowhere. You know, it takes a conscious decision to do something. There's a few things I've written down here that in the workbook that, you know, you could do. So for example, surprise them with an unexpected visit or a phone call. Perhaps, you know, like me, I'm working on this as well. You know, my parents, we have scheduled times to call, but I often forget or get so, you know, involved in my day to pick up the phone and just ring them. And so I want to desire and I wish to do more of this. To give them a big hug. Wish I could. In reality, they're in England, I'm here. That's not going to happen in the short term. Express your empathy. You know, the greatest gift we can give someone is the gift of empathy. And there's some beautiful videos with Brené Brown around this topic that you can Google on YouTube to watch. Highly recommend that. Write a handwritten card or a letter and pop it in someone's mailbox. You know, go visit your parents, tell them how much you appreciate them and or one thing that you really love about them. Treat them, you know, treat someone to a coffee. Say I love you with meaning, not just the words I love you. Say it with meaning, with connection. Listen to them carefully without interrupting. That's a big one. You can be quiet without interrupting. I struggled a lot with this. You know, I was always jump in and interrupt, and I'm working on it still. You know, still I have to catch myself doing it because I think, oh, I want to, you know, prompt something or say something, and really it's just letting the person voice what they need to voice. And I'm hugely grateful when people pull me up on that because it's something that I'm working on, and I'm not offended in any way. I love it because they're letting me know that there's something that I need to work on as well, and they're not feeling heard. Acknowledgement and respect their feelings, even, you know, when they're not accurate or appropriate, because that's where they are, that's what they feel. It's not down to me or to you to validate anyone's feelings. You know, when I say validate, that's the wrong word. What I mean is not to judge anyone's feelings. Tell them to, you know, about the best part of the day you just spend with them, and respect someone's wishes. If they don't want to talk, don't force them. Write messages of love and put them in the lunch boxes, you know, the fun things. There are things you can do to be kind to strangers, people you don't know. If, you know, there are many benefits of kindness, both internal and external, for us and for them. It's not necessary to know the person at all. You know, sometimes acts of kindness for strangers are the most powerful kind. Especially this time of year, perhaps go to an old age, you know, aged care home with the intention of connecting and talking to someone who perhaps doesn't have family. Providing you can go, of course. I know with the current environment. It's a little challenging, but I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. Donate your read books to the library. You know, buy a sandwich for a person asking for cash outside a grocery store. Smile at every stranger when you go shopping. Share your homegrown veggies, your herbs, whatever it is, and write post-it notes with encouraging messages and perhaps leave them in library books or pop them into mailboxes. So again, the task for today on day 9, A Warrior is Loving, is to share with us what loving means to you. So day 9, so tomorrow we will do our second draw, and the second draw will be to win another copy of my book, Journey to Me, Becoming Functionally Selfish, and also a 30-minute session with me to talk about awakening wealth. And you know, whether you're on that journey already, that's great. We can dig in, see where you are, see if I can, you know, offer any nuggets of wisdom to help you. If you're not, then we can get you on the track of creating, you know, more time and money freedom for yourself. So dig in, guys, jump in, comment away, let us know what loving means to you, and I shall see you tomorrow for day 10. Bye for now.